strike. Yes, just look at the agency's name, Directorate of State Services. Yes, because they don't want any economic brouhaha to come at this point in time when people are suffering, when there is no food. Not that there is no food, food are expensive, and the economic problems bedeviling Nigeria is so serious. Now, protesting Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Limited's preclusion of its new drivers from becoming part of the labor union that is part of the agitation of NUPENG. Yes, the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, issued a threat of industrial action from Monday, and Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petroan, jumped into the fray because Dangote Refinery had become monopolistic with its plan to supply petrol directly to filling stations. Now, the Trade Union Congress yesterday, like I learned, and the Nigeria Labour Congress also on Monday said they would galvanize workers to back the strike in solidarity. If you realize that now, you know that if this happens, Nigeria will be in problems. Yes. A Monday night meeting by the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, which lasted till the early hours of yesterday, ended in a stalemate. The unions and the refinery stuck to their guns, with Labour vowing to carry out its strike, threatening everything. The meeting brought together Dangote Refinery and the trade unions, but yesterday, a meeting convened by DSS, attended by government officials and labor leaders, culminated in the termination of the strike threat to the relief of apprehensive Nigerians who feared another round of petrol shortage. That was what I talked about earlier on. And with the packed, workers of the refinery are free to be members of existing all-sector unions in the country. The decision to halt the strike came after a reconvened meeting summoned by the Director General of the DSS, Tosin Adeola Ajayi, in Abuja yesterday. Well, on the part of the DSS, I think that was a good move. Yes, I give it to them, the DSS. They have gone a long way in alleviating the troubled minds of Nigerians. And I now wonder why the DSS, it is not that the DSS has not done a good job, but why can't the Labour Minister and the unions that are striving for a strike, why can't they just sit down at the round table and talk these things out? Must it be the DSS that will come to, broker truce between these unions, the unions, and Dangote Group and the government? Well, I just know that the DSS has done well. Yes, they have done well. That is that for that. And now, I don't know, maybe it is also the DSS that will come for this story that I'm seeing now. Doctors to decide on nationwide strike today. That is talking about the health sector now. Yes, let me quickly go through this story that I'm seeing here. Doctors to decide on whether to embark on strike today. We have been talking about this doctor strike for some while now, and now today it has been said they will have a meeting, and they will go on strike. Yes, Tola, we were talking about doctor strike, resident doctors. Yes, and well, let me just go through this. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors will today, that is Wednesday, hold its National Executive Council meeting to determine its next line of action on a pending ultimatum to the federal government. The association had earlier issued a 10-day ultimatum to relevant government agencies, warning that members would embark on a nationwide strike if their demands were not met. And the threat comes amid mounting pressure on Nigeria's fragile public health system, which is already grappling with a shortage of doctors, poor infrastructure, and overcrowded hospitals. Resident doctors, who constitute the majority of the medical workforce in teaching and specialist hospitals, have repeatedly gone on strike in recent years over unpaid wages, poor welfare, and inadequate working conditions. And all those led to the JAPA syndrome. Well, I was, well, the DSS brokered truce between ends Nupeng strike, you know, a threat, and Dangote, yes. The brokered peace. I was now wondering why it is, why the DSS coming. And now realize, yes, the DSS is Department of State Services.
State Services.
Yes. They should. I am now thinking that, well, will they, on a lighter note, will they broker peace too between, between the medical doctors, resident doctors, and the federal government?
Well, no, the Yorubas have this saying that so I think their own purview, I mean the DSS, and what should concern them more. Of course, they should be concerned about both, because both could, in the long run, border on national security.
Yes.
But the one that threatens, the most immediate threat to national security, is that which concerns the oil workers, Nupeng. And like we said, we recall severally on this program what Nigerians went through during the Abacha days, when that particular union decided to go on a total strike, nationwide strike.
Yes. Under
General Sonny Abacha.
Abacha, yes.
But I mean that as it may, and I'm having said that, yes, they should intervene, and it's a good thing that they did intervene. But I'm just wondering why it had to take the DSS to come in this matter. Where are the relevant authorities? Where was the minister?
Minister, yes.
The Minister of Labour and Employment. And where was the Minister of Petroleum? Well, of course, Minister of State for Petroleum, if I don't know if we have one presently, but we do know who the Minister of Petroleum is. Is Mr. President himself.
Yes, the Lion of Bodilon.
He's the Minister of Petroleum. So all the stakeholders in the industry, and I mean, where were they? And it had to take the DSS, even if they were at that whatever peace meeting that was brokered by the DSS, even if they were there, it's very clear from what we are reading here that it was the DSS that superintended over that meeting and brought out whatever bright ideas they had to make sure that they reached this truce and that the strike was called off. So it didn't even say suspended; it says called off.
Called off.
So it means again, secondly, placing the cat before the horse. You know, I was asking on this program that have they exhausted all possible avenues to resolving the issues at stake before deciding to embark on a strike action, before deciding to visit untold punishment on every Nigerian? Well, good, whatever magic wand the DSS was able to wave. But are there details of the agreement? I would be interested in knowing what was that magic, that magic wand that the DSS used. It says a memorandum of understanding signed by both parties and senior government officials outlined the resolutions that ended the dispute. The document issued by the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment read in part, following the threat to embark on an industrial action by Nupeng over the refusal of the management of Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Limited to allow their employees to be unionized by registered labor unions, a conciliation meeting was held at the instance of the Minister of Labour and Employment. Oh, they are saying it was at the instance of the Minister of Labour and Employment. So where did the DSS come in? It was revealed in the course of the meeting that the management agreed with the fact and responded that they are not averse to the unionization of their employees by labor unions in tandem with the provisions of the exempt labor laws. The MOU further stated, after exhaustive deliberations, the following resolutions were reached by both parties. That sex workers' unionization is a right in line with the provisions of the extant laws. The management of Dangote Refinery and Petrochemicals agreed to the unionization of employees of Dangote Refinery and unionization of employees of petrochemicals who are willing to unionize, and that the process of unionization shall commence immediately and be completed within 2 weeks, September 9 to 22. So it goes on and on, but from what I'm seeing here, the NUPENG, the PTD, Petroleum Contractors, they eventually got what they wanted. And it looks as if Alhaji Aliko Dangote was willing to bend over backwards for the, and that's a good one.
Yes.
And it is a good one.
Good one. And, you know, like I said earlier, early yesterday, in fact, about 2 days ago, you know, many fuel marketers had shut down their stations. Akure Undo State, Abakaliki Ebonyi State, and even Oyo State here, yes. And long queues were observed, and people started to shiver that, well, anything might happen. Transport fares had increased almost immediately when a truce hadn't come up, when the meeting, you know, hadn't been concluded. That is what I always say. The meeting not being concluded. They have not said they will go on strike. They are still on the round table. Petrol stations, they have started you know, shutting up their stations. Prices of commercial vehicles had gone up. Okada, Marwa, well.
And still on the call-off of the NUPENG strike, well, the body of the story does not tell us how DSS intervened. It's not there. I tried to look for it to see specifically how they intervened, but I guess, well, they're supposed to be a secret police, so maybe everything about them must be covert. And then maybe we may, I guess we might never know how exactly they intervened. But the headline tells us that, seems to tell us that nothing would have happened if the DSS had not come in at the right time.
But what I'm seeing here is that, yes, the DSS under the leadership of Mr. Ajayi has been civil in its operations, and it placed less emphasis on the use of force, opting for legal options.
Well, experts blame low CNG penetration on high infrastructure cost, insufficient stations. Others, it says a combination of high cost of infrastructure and conversion centers, inadequate filling stations, and low price, among others, have been adduced for low penetration of compressed natural gas in Nigeria by the industry's experts. Now, recall that the Presidential CNG Initiative, PCNG, a flagship program of the federal government, was launched in 2023 to fast-track the nation's transition to cleaner, more affordable, and more sustainable alternative to premium motor spirits, that's petrol and diesel, across the country. So this is about how we are not really feeling the impact of the conversion to CNG, the CNG alternative, which by now we should be very popular, which many Nigerians should be very familiar with, and by extension, maybe that would force down the price of petrol and diesel. But then low penetration is still not encouraging. The level of penetration and awareness over the advantages of this CNG and its use. And well, I want to blame, well, I think it's still about the Nigerian government. I don't think the government itself is serious enough, especially at the state level. The governors, they are not serious at all with this CNG thing. And I still don't know why they are not embracing it. I still don't know why they are not making it a priority. I still don't know why it is not a baby of the state governors, the individual governors in each state, why they are not seeing this as a pet project. They should have been the ones to replicate these things.
Yes.
Well, of course, it could be in partnership with the private sector, but they are just not doing it. They don't seem to be interested, and I do not know why.
Well, we hope they will just see the importance and the necessity for the CNG. Yes. Now, River State is here again. There is another imbroglio coming up. You can't resume until your appeal is decided in court, Senate tells Senator Akpoti Uduaghan. Well,
okay. Well, that's not about Rivers. It's about Senator Akpoti versus the National Assembly.
Sorry, well, I just got it mixed up. Yes, the Senate now. The senator representing Kogi, yes, Kogi West or so. Now, a fresh row broke out yesterday over the expiration of the 6-month suspension slammed on Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan by the Senate and a request for resumption. And the National Assembly and People's Democratic Party PDP disagreed over whether the senator should resume at the upper chamber following the expiration of the sanction. And explaining why Mrs. Akpoti-Uduaghan cannot resume her legislative duties, the acting clerk of the National Assembly, Dr. Yahya Danzaria, said the suspension is still a subject of litigation at the Court of Appeal. But the PDP, on which platform she was elected into the upper legislative chamber, kicked against the Senate's position, accusing it of denying the senator a constituency and the party of legitimate representation.
Well, much as I would have loved this thing to end and for Senator Natasha Akpoti to resume her duties and continue to represent our people, our constituency at the Senate. Well, unfortunately, what the PDP is asking for is against the law. Because Senator Natasha Akpoti, and so also unfortunately, those who are asking her not to resume are also right. Because, like they said, she went to court, she went to appeal against her suspension, and that is still pending in court. So if she resumes, so what will be the basis of continuing that litigation in the appeal court? Unless, of course, she decides to withdraw the appeal. And then maybe they can begin to look into the pros and cons and the possibility of her resuming her place in the Senate. But as it is now, I think the senators are right if they are insisting that the court processes must be done with before she can resume into the hallowed chambers. And I guess a lawyer should also do that.
Well, let's see how it unfolds. Now, it was a story that I thought it was River State. This is talking about River State now, IBAS. He said he saved 5 billion naira from River's staff verification. 5 billion naira.
5 billion naira?
Yes. And he says that is the Vice Admiral Ibok, Ete IBAS, the sole administrator. Yes, he announced the saving of 5 billion naira from the August salary bill following his decision to initiate a comprehensive staff verification. Iba spoke during the grand finale of the 2025 Civil Service Week celebration at the Dr. Obi Wali International Conference Center in Port Harcourt. And he said that the verification successfully identified and removed non-existent staff and impostors from the government payroll. The administrator declared that the recovered funds would be channeled into critical developmental projects and programs designed for the benefit of the people of the state. So what does that portend? What does it mean? That means all along monies have been, just getting into wrong hands.
Such colossal leakage. So it means they had either they had that much ghost workers in River State, or people were just being paid for work not done. People who are not on the civil servants being paid and on the payroll of the civil service in Rivers State. And I guess that must also be happening
in other states.
Other states
Many states. I know some people in some states, they don't go to work and they collect salaries. 25, bam, salary will just enter.
Yeah, but at least those ones, at least they are still recognized as civil servants. It's just that they don't go to their duty post. Well, I also know. Well, I once lived in a particular apartment block where a woman that was living upstairs in the upstairs apartment, a local government worker, and she would only, she was here in Ibadan, and she was working in a local government in Osun State, a local government council in Osun State, and she would only go to work like twice a month, maybe sometimes once a month.
Twice a month.
And then maybe when it's time to collect salary, maybe that's when she would go. Maybe there's a kind of clearance or when you sign in that they have to do or whatever. So, and then she just takes her salary, and then I begin to wonder, and we are here toiling from morning till night.
Yes. Oh. That means she must have some kind of backup. Yes, backup in our area, in our department.
He doesn't have any backup. Many of them are like that. They're doing absolutely nothing. They are the payroll of the government.
Well, tension erupted on Tuesday. That was yesterday, during a meeting of princes in Ikpetumodu. Remember the issue of the traditional ruler
monarch.
Yes, Osun State. After a call was made for Governor Ademola Adeleke to declare the stool of the Ikpetumodu vacant following the conviction of Oba Joseph Oluyole in the United States. And Oba Oluyole, the 27th Ikpetumodu, was recently sentenced to more than 4 years imprisonment in the U.S. for COVID-19 loan fraud. He was also ordered to forfeit assets and pay over $4.4 million in restitution. The meeting held within the palace premises and presided over by the Asalu of Ikpetumodu, Chief Sunday Adedeji, started around 4 p.m. and progressed without incident until a prince demanded that Adedeji, as the most senior surviving kingmaker, write a formal letter to Governor Adeleke declaring the throne vacant. You know, we read about we read about the princes, you know, struggling to vying, fighting for the stool that they should, you know, declare that stool vacant. I think about 2 weeks ago or so.
And I remember a lawyer calling in and telling us that once what happened to the Ikpetumodu, once it happens to any monarch according to the law, that the processes should begin to install another monarch, that stool automatically according to law becomes vacant.
And however, Adedeji rejected the request and reportedly recused himself from any move to declare this stool vacant. And his stance sparked a shouting match among the attendees, causing the meeting to break down around 6 p.m.
Oh, well, I guess the Asalu will be thinking of many things. He will be thinking of the body language is not, perhaps it's not very sure of the body language of the state government regarding this matter. And the state government has been, well, embarrassingly silent on this. I think the only statement they made was that they said, the time they said we are watching events on
food, and that that the U.S. government hasn't gotten in touch with the government or Osun State government,
and that they haven't received a certified true copy of that. That was the only statement they made. So he's not sure of the body language of the state government. He doesn't want to get into trouble with them. And again, maybe there could be some form of loyalties to the monarch who is in trouble at the moment in the United States. So he might not want loyalties on them, loyalty to some other interest as well. You know, in this kind of thing, there will definitely be a lot of interest within the royal family and outside the royal family. Powerful and influential people there in Osun State and from Ikpetumodu. So just asking him to declare the stool vacant just like that, well, it has to be taken one step at a time, I guess. and I'm sure the Asalu must be an elder. So it's not as if it's condoning anything illegal, or as if it's what the way I'm reading is being, but my opinion here is not as if he wants to condone a situation where that should be left vacant.
Yes.
And but then, like I said, he's an elder, so he must watch things, and he must know where the fruits or the pendulum is potentially going to swing before he takes any action. But ultimately, I guess that store will still have to be declared vacant.
Vacant, yes.
And then the Osun State government is only trying to buy time.
Yes, because I know that the store cannot be left vacant for 4 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
When it's not the Nebuchadnezzar.
Now, Nigerians are in the news again, committing crimes, drug trafficking. 7 Nigerians arrested in India over alleged drug trafficking.
Well, I don't think India has the death penalty, but then they are going to be put away for a very long time.
Yeah. And they will be, digging rocks and. Yes, on Tuesday, the suspects were part of an international drug cartel with operations in India and Europe, and their arrest came just days after 2 other Nigerians again were picked up in India in separate cases involving romance scams and drug-related crimes. The frequent arrest of Nigerians abroad have raised concerns, that is what I always say, at home and abroad, especially following recent hostilities against Nigerians in neighboring countries such as Ghana. And one even happened in Ghana that I'm seeing. Let me just look for this one now. It says, yes, well, it happened in Ghana. I can't really get the story now here. Now, this one says, police rescue abducted Egyptian in Oyo. Yes, in Oyo. Let me check it out. Yes, the Oyo State Police Command on Tuesday said it had rescued an Egyptian national who was kidnapped on Monday morning at the Alomaja area of Idianyole in the Oluyole local government area of the state. Yes, people have been talking about that route.
That exists.
Yes. And the police public relations officer, Adewale Oshifeso, in a statement in Ibadan, the state capital, stated that the victim was rescued without any ransom paid. He explained that the combined teams of police successfully located the abductee after an extensive search of the forests and border areas between Ogun and Oyo states.
And only yesterday we were talking about how that route, efforts of the Oyo State and Ogun State government, how it has become more safe. After we had a spell of bandits and the kidnappers attack along that road. But maybe I guess it's time to begin to focus our attention there again. They should bring the searchlight there again.
On that area.
Another elders. These are the kind of headlines that makes my stomach turn and irritates me on the ending. It says Northern elders urge governors to negotiate with bandits. And why am I not surprised? It's just many of the times when we talk about these things and who the potential sponsors of banditry are, one does not want to go the whole hog to say that look among so elements. But now that they are saying this, they can't be saying this because many of them, powerful elements, they are the ones that actually sponsor the bandits, and of course their families. Have you ever seen their families?
It really shows with this statement that I'm hearing now. It shows that, well, most of them will be. That is why I like America. Yes, Americans, the government will say America will not negotiate with terrorists. They will go all out to destroy them.
So if you are saying that And I do not know in the Nigerian sense, in this climb, why we try to elevate bandits to a special status as if they are not criminals. We try to differentiate them from what they really are. Armed robbers, killers,
criminals.
I keep saying it. Check what the meaning of bandits in the dictionary. It's armed robber. Only Olosha, Igara Olosha. That is what they are. But we try to fine-tune it here as if they are something quite different, and that as if they are a registered trade union, and as if they have come here to be with us, many of them from outside the country, of a particular ethnic stock, and as if they have come here to be with us, and we must accept them, and we must live with this. That had been the mentality, especially under the immediate past administration, that seemed to be so much in love with crime. And you know, the elders now saying this. Yes, they can say this because their children are not among those being killed. Their wives are not being raped, and they don't care if their entire communities get flattened as long as they and their people are the better for it. Many of their children and relatives are there abroad, and so if you are saying that someone is sponsoring banditry for the gold in Zamfara, for instance, of course, I wouldn't expect that it would be a powerful element from southwest Nigeria that will go to that place to be sponsoring banditry because he wants to benefit from the gold trade. By extension, it could be a beneficiary, but the very direct sponsors will be people who are from up there. So that is why, well, my opinion here, that's why, and to me, my apologies to the northern elders, but I think this is a very irresponsible statement.
Yes, I agree, I concur. Now, look at this one now. Gunmen abduct 3 worshippers in Zamfara Mosque.
And those are the people you want to negotiate with. You have been negotiating with them all this while, and it hasn't worked. In the case of Zamfara that you just mentioned, Bimbo, the past governor tried to make friends with these people. Too late, he saw that he was trying to persuade a venomous cobra and not to bite. And of course, he saw the foolishness in that, but it was too late towards the tail end of his administration. He was one that tried to negotiate with them, that tried to make friends with them. But of course, what did they do? They went back outside Nigeria and brought more of their friends to be part of the Tea Party, which was happening in Zamfara under the immediate past governor. But I like this current governor in Zamfara is taking the fight with them to them, and we must realize that we are at war. And I always ask that question: why is our country the favorite destination of these people? Why, while other countries afford them to a standstill and almost driven them out of their countries, our neighboring countries, yes, we are the ones that accept them, and they use our country as a launch pad to launch attacks, pockets of attacks on those countries that have been fighting them to a standstill. So we are the problem. If we continue to adopt this stand regarding terrorists and bandits, it means we are the problem in West Africa. We are the problem in Africa when it comes to terrorism and banditry.
And it boils down to what? It boils down to poverty, cash. When they bring a huge amount of cash, yes, we just receive them, and they will be among us, and they will be the ones terrorizing us. Now, again, tension as gunmen abduct army officer in Delta State. Well, that is Delta State. I'm sure the army will, get to the root of that matter. The army will not just leave things lying low like that. Yes, we'll start with them. Well, some people are trying to call 0055009850 and 07055551985. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning. Conversation is the program.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Akabi Adebayo from.
Good to have you, sir.
God bless you, sir. It is well with you, Jesus. Mr. Bimbo and Mr. Donna.
Yes.
Why would the government not negotiate with terrorists? So far from them, you authoritatively to say that it's not up to this that they are afraid of this terrorists. And critically looked into, you will see that you don't government are being governed themselves by those engaged. I will tell you that they lack political power, our government, to combat these terrorists headlong because of the taboos, do's and don'ts. It's only we citizens that don't know these things. They know it. That's the reason. There is a secret behind it that is difficult for all citizens to decipher. And I think as the time progresses, we all know about it. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Right, thank you. 070-5555-1985, 080-5500-985. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tola, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Ilorin.
Good to have you, sir.
It is sad and unfortunate. Some northern leaders asking Nigerian government to negotiate with bandits. I don't blame them. I've said it long time ago. It's better we negotiate. If the Nigerian government know they are not serious to end this banditry, you can't tell me a ragtag, untrained, unskilled element is more powerful than the Nigerian army, both on air, on land, on sea. You don't tell me that. So if the Nigerian government is serious about it, nobody will come up and be saying those kind of rubbish. By now, whoever said it among them should have been arrested to know what is his connection with those bandits. But if instead of the DSS to do the needful, they will prefer to go after Sowore. Well, I know a time will come when monkey go market, go come back. How it will happen, I don't know, either by the hook or by the crook. Secondly, yesterday, my good brother, Mr. Ewerem, said the president should learn to be saying the truth. I agree with Mr. Ewerem that the president must be truthful to Nigerians. But the situation in which he said there is no corruption in Nigeria again is quite different. When it comes to diplomatic issue, you try to market your country to other nations. And what the president said was simple. He later clarified it, that the corruption in the subsidy regime has gone. It's not that the same corruption is gone in Nigeria. He said the subsidy regime, the corruption in that subsidy regime is gone. He's trying to woo the Brazilian government to bring back petrol plant. He later explained it. So when it comes to diplomatic setting, there are things you don't say. When one said Nigerian youth are lazy, when he said it abroad, we all both come for his head. Partially he was saying the truth. But in diplomatic setting, you don't molest your country. And I'm very sure if Mr. Ewele travel out today, if someone insults Nigeria, you will fight that person. Enjoy your day, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 070-5555-1985. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, Bola calling from you.
Good to have you, sir.
The issue of this banking, it is equal, it is freely. Our whole belief is religion. We are a serious religious meeting, which people who are using us. It's not that we are religious or we appreciate God so much, but just use that place and be able to get to every corner in Nigeria. And if we have to repeat, they will pick up quarreling until we are able to see to distinguish between religion and politics and other affairs in Nigeria. This government of religion still want to perpetrate a lot of wahala in Nigeria, and there is, I can't imagine any way where we can get through until we are able to distinguish between religion and this awareness in Nigeria. Let's call it spade. Once you take religion, you enter there, the ignorant, everybody will join them, they become a tool in their hand, and they will continue to use it. Islam, Okara, they will use the one we have in Nigeria, and the enlightened one will come and guide them. Watch out until we are able to distinguish that this is religion, this is our country, and this is our life. We will still continue to be under this so-called ban. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, when it comes to religion, the veil of religion being used to perpetrate violent crime, education is key here.
Yes.
Education, and which is what is very much missing to a very large extent in that part of the country where these crimes are being perpetrated, and unfortunately their leaders do not seem to be interested in changing the mindset of the people and bringing broad sense of education to those people.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Alaji Ayulabugu, calling from Lalate.
Good to have you, sir.
I want to subscribe to the few of those who are calling for negotiation with the bandits. Yes, the money we are using to buy ammunition, to do the other things, other necessary things, is quite so huge. And these people over there, there is a misconception of religion and lack of education there. Now, youth unemployment is another factor there. If they can do it, at least this government over there, they are getting security money, they are getting a huge amount of money. Why can't they at least reduce drastically the rate of unemployment over there? Then education is so important. You should make it compulsory over there. For example, if you tell somebody, a youth, that they will give him 20,000 to go and kill 2 or 3 people, and then because of lack of education, he will just get the money and go without even thinking twice. So they should do otherwise over there. Then let me come to this African Cup that Nigerians are not even preparing to go again. In 2022, Nigeria was not represented. Now again, they are not represented. Let them ban the NFA. Let them choose a sole administrator. All these people, these big tummy people controlling our football, they are not doing anything over there. Why can a person who is playing good, who is playing very fairly,
Hello.
They are not playing like if there's a wood cement in his leg. It's not good enough. They are disappointing Nigeria. And Nigeria football is not a sort of something that socializes, that make us interact together. So now we are not even contemplating on going to the World Cup again. That's what the NFA doing there. So thank you, Alaji Alabogo.
Yes.
Thank you, Alaji.
Yes, Alaji, I think even if the change comes, if the federal government changes maybe bans NFA and appoints a sole administrator or so, will it change anything? I believe that the devil we know is better than the angel we don't know. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Adimala from Ibadan.
Good to have you, sir.
And this strike. Usually the doctors they are demanding. See, there should be more consultations, so the doctors should not embark on the strike. So on the movement, Tengasin and the fire is Dangote. So the DSS consider the issue to be bothering the nations. So on the issue that DSS consider to be issue bothering the nation, so they intervene. So the Tengasin are all part of the system, and their primary responsibility is to see to the welfare of the people. So we think there should be more dialogue, and they should call up the strike, and they should help citizens. And on the Natasha, another thing. So people must obey the judiciary. So at present they summon Natasha for further hearing, and she has the right. So people will defend her against the suicide by the Senate. So the judiciary should do the needful, because people want something done quick. This is because that Natasha must continue to serve the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Demola. All right, check your time. It's 7:30 and we have to go. We'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy your day.
Conversation.
The city of Ibadan, the home of ancient warlords, in the pace-setter state, this is Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
Yes, good morning, sports fans. Another time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM, your champion style, and we are broadcasting live from the mother station in the ancient city of Ibadan to the world. And we are bringing the midweek edition of Spotted Beat to your listening pleasure. Toby Ajewole reporting for duty this morning. And on the program, a whole lot to examine in the ever-exciting world of sport. Well, the morning after the Super Eagles of Nigeria participated in one of their qualifying matches, which will see them or potentially see them at next year's FIFA World Cup, where they suffered a setback in the city of Bloemfontein against South Africa's Bafana. We'll be giving you details from that. We'll also be giving you the voices of the various coaches across various centers on the African continent, as we saw games go down in the African qualifiers for next year's FIFA World Cup. We'll also be giving you updates from other sporting stories, basketball on the menu this morning. We'll be giving you update from the ongoing public service games right here in the Paysetter State. So all you have to do is sit back and enjoy what we curated for you on the program this morning. Well, yesterday, Victor Opponent, while he was having Spotted Beat, he opened the prediction game, and I can tell you we have a winner from yesterday's prediction game. So just sit back as we'll be letting you in to the winner of the prediction. You can catch us live on Facebook,